Hi, my name is Clayton Coe. I'm the Vice Principal and Elementary Chaplain here at LomaLindaAcademy, and I'm so excited to tell you about a project that we've just launched as of last week. It's called the LLA Grounded Podcast. Welcome to the Grounded Podcast. I'm your host, Clayton Coe, and this week we're going to be exploring the topic of paying it forward. Here on the Grounded Podcast, we're committed to grounding our children in Jesus, and we focus on building character through the 4 core values of emotional intelligence, respect, integrity, and grit. The purpose of this podcast is to introduce to parents all that we're doing regarding social emotional learning on campus. We have our 4 core values: emotional intelligence, respect, integrity, and grit. And we're on a weekly basis telling your kids about how they can apply these into their lives. Every time we have a speaker for one of our assemblies, that speaker becomes the guest interviewee for our podcast. So it's interview style with me and the speaker, and a lot of times I try to bring in students into the podcast. So in the most recent episode on gratitude, we had students sharing what they were thankful for. We sometimes do a grounded spotlight where we feature one of the kids who's applying the core values in a remarkable way on campus, and then sometimes just interviewing students on what they're thinking about, what they're learning about. But we wanted to provide a resource for parents so that you can kind of get in on what we're talking about, as well as to help reinforce the values that you care about so much as well. So each week that we have an assembly where we focus on one of these core values, I'll produce a podcast that will teach parents on what we're learning about, cue you in on questions that you can ask your kids, and have a weekly challenge that you can do with your kids at home. The hope is that you'll listen to these podcasts on your way to school, on your way home from school, and your kids will get extra reinforcement and review on what we're learning, and then you can have those conversations about the values that are so dear to your family and to our school as well. So I invite you to subscribe, to review, and to listen in to the LomaLindaAcademy Grounded Podcast. You can search for it by typing in LLA Grounded Podcast on a variety of podcast apps, or you can just go to the website www.lla.org/grounded. So just look at that. We have links to all the different podcast apps that you can access this podcast through. And we hope you'll listen in and share it with a friend.